Good morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance, because the bailiff hasn't turned it on, is the thing there? The remote?
We don't have...
Yeah, the remote. It's on.
Oh.
They're on.
Just we don't see them yet.
Yeah, you guys want to see them. Yes.
Power?
Power. That should do it. Hang on. No.
There you go. The light just came on. There we go.
All right. I'm sorry. Good morning. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for the charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred and more likely than not that you're the person who committed the crime. As you stand before me this morning, of course, I presume that you're innocent of these charges. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit of the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there are 2 assistant state attorneys in the courtroom with me this morning. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When I call your name, please step forward to the podium. Omar Gore. Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
3/6/1981.
All right, sir, I have 3 charges this morning. I have a false imprisonment, a felony domestic battery by strangulation, and child abuse. There's probable cause for all 3 charges. As to those charges, do you wish to represent yourself? Do you plan to hire a private attorney? Would you like me to appoint you a lawyer from the Public Defender's Office?
Public Defender's Officer.
I'll appoint the PD. State what can you tell me?
She has one prior battery that was dropped a couple of months ago, domestic, local. There's never had any other criminal history that I see on this history.
Okay. And, sir, I have an address for you on Belmont Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
Since 2004.
Okay.
I bought the house 2003 or 2004.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I landscape periodically. It's not very steady, but it's whenever I can.
And Miss Anderson and your children all live at that same address?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 on each count. That's a total of $15,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Miss Anderson or your children. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact through any social media. You don't have contact through a third person. You don't go where they live. You don't go where they work. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine having contact, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That is not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them that she's not interested in pursuing this matter, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they're not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I'm going to have you held at the jail today up until 4 p.m. so that if she wants to serve you the civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, It's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as the address on Belmont goes, as long as she and the children stay there, you'll have to find somewhere else to stay until we get this case resolved. You can go by one time to pick up your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need, wherever you plan to stay. To do that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office. They'd meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you collect your things and get going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on the 24th of July. It's very important that you contact the public defender's office when you bond out, all right?
Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes,
There's
sir.
a secondary charge of child abuse. We request that you order no contact with that victim also.
I did. All of them, actually.
Okay.
2 kids. Yep. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was everybody.
Thank you.
Yep.
Maybe excuse.
Yes, you may. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Kayla Gilly. Morning, Ms. Gilly. What's your date of birth?
6/25/89.
Gilly, the charge is battery on a law enforcement officer. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State what can you tell me?
I'm showing an assault with no disposition out of Maryland in 2011. And I'm seeing also a disturbing disease adjudication of guilt out of Maryland in 2014. And trespass in 2009, no disposition out of Maryland. And a theft, 1,200, 10,000, 2010, Maryland, no disposition. And that's all I'm showing, Your Honor.
And Ms. Gilly, I have an address here on Moorhaven Street in Weekiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes, that is.
How long have you been there?
Almost 3 years.
Do you have a job these days?
I get an SSI check.
Okay. I set your bond at $2,500, so I'll have you back in court on the 24th of July. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason Pacheco. Morning, Jason. What's your date of birth?
12/04/98.
Charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, do you wish to represent yourself? You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
Your Honor, I'm showing several just drops, batteries, aggravated assault, and another battery, but no convictions, Your Honor.
Okay. Young lady, I have an address for you on Landmark Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
About 14 years.
Okay. And Mr. Camacho lives there as well?
Yes.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a salon coordinator at a hair salon.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Mr. Camacho. Did you hear me explain no contact a moment ago?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Also, we'll hold you up until 4 p.m. so that if you wish to serve you with a civil injunction, we know where to find you. Same thing for you. That address on Landmark, as long as he's there, you'll have to stay someplace else. You can go by one time to collect your things, but you must contact the sheriff's office first. I'll have you back in court on the 20th of July. It's very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Randy Daniels. Morning, Mr. Daniels. Date of birth?
03/23/68, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. You had a first appearance on the weekend, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then I'm sure Judge Howard explained to you this is a child support issue. Randy, are you working these days?
I was, Your Honor.
Okay.
It
Up
was,
until you got arrested, is that what you're telling me?
Well, I was driving and I didn't know about the license suspension, so I can't do that until I get that cleared, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Well, prior to all that happened, had you been working?
I mean, a little bit here and there. My mom's in pretty bad shape, so.
Okay. So you've been staying with her and taking care of her?
I have been, Your Honor. This past year has been kind of rough.
Okay.
She's
And-
fell 3 times in 1 month.
Okay. Is there any amount of money, Randy, any amount at all that you could get to the jail if you're getting out of jail today?
Right, This couldn't have hit us at a worse time, Your Honors. Air conditionings broke both houses. My mom owns in Virginia and here. She's trying to sell her home.
Right. And Randy, I understand the hardships that can befall folks. I really do. I'm asking you
right now,
any number at all. Any number at all, Randy.
I'd probably come up with another 250, or because I just paid a 250 bond. Down in Pinellas, and I could probably come up with another 250 right now, but that's really about it.
Okay. Hang on.
I just don't want to put my family in any more hardship. So.
No, hang on. Okay. I'm going to find that you're in contempt for the failed to pay child support. The sanction for that contempt will be 10 days in the county jail starting whenever you got picked up, or until you get $200 cash to the jail. So $200 gets you out of jail whenever it shows up, or when you've completed the 10 days. The other thing I'll tell you, Randy, is when you get out, you've got to get to the folks at child support, and you've got to get this cleared up, because if you don't do that, the process gets started over again, and you get arrested again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 200 cash.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Randy Fredette. Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
10/16/76.
Randy, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private attorney. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
PD, please.
Appoint the PD, state.
Showing of resisting without violence in 98, adjudication withheld 99, citrus probation violation in 2008, burglary, unoccupied 2009, disposition guilty, theft 300 or more but less than 5,000, disposition guilty in 2009, a petty theft, disposition guilty in 2008, a Hernando County probation violation reference in 2009, a 2010 petty theft, adjudication of guilt out of Hernando County null cross battery, and that's all I'm showing, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, I have an address for you on Greenview Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
2 years.
All right. And does Kate live there as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No, Your Honor. I'm Social Security disability.
Okay. All right. And let's see. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Kate. Did you hear me explain no contact?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
Very good.
Completely.
Also, I have to hold you up until 4 p.m. So if she wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. As you've heard me say with the Greenview address, you can go by one time to collect your things, but you've got to contact the sheriff's office first. I'm going to have you back in court on July 20th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Corporal? I don't have a list because I don't have a bailiff, so.
Torres.
Oh, that's the last one. Okay. You have one on the way? Oh, well, they're not here. Fortunately, Bridge is packing. Clifford Miller. She's got a sawed-off under her dress. So don't mess around.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Miller. What's your date of birth?
Excuse me?
What's your date of birth, sir?
12/10/61. I apologize. I'm kind of hard of hearing.
That's quite all right. Sir, I have, this morning I have 3 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer with a discharged firearm. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint an attorney from the public defender's office?
Sir, I don't know if this is possible, but at this particular time, I'd go with the defense public defender, and if he does not fit well, I would go with private.
That's an excellent plan, Clifford, so I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender, and if you need to switch later, you always can, all right?
Okay.
Very good. And Mr. Larison, what can you tell me?
Just showing a 1983 DUI with no disposition.
She's still talking.
87 Pasco FTA, and then a recently 2012 dropped aggravated assault with deadly weapons.
All right. And Mr. Miller, I have an address for you on Kappelman Loop in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
4 years.
And do you have a job these days?
I am a retired CPA, certified financial planner, and stockbroker since 1993.
Okay.
But sir, I would like to just make a statement.
Hang on, but Clifford,
Okay.
before you do that, remember when we started this morning, one of the things the general warnings I gave to everyone is don't talk about the facts. You have the right to remain silent about the facts. If you say something this morning, it's possible that you may unwittingly hurt your own defense. So with that said, if you want to say something, you sure can.
Mr. Miller, this is the public defender. I would advise that you not make a statement about the facts of your case, because what you say will be used against you here today. Okay?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to say, I was sleeping in my bed.
Mr. Miller, apparently you didn't listen to me. This is your attorney. Okay?
I'm sorry.
I'm down here in the courtroom. Please
see.
do not discuss the facts of your case.
Okay, yes, sir.
I'm gonna leave the bond for the schedule as $5,000 each count. The total is $15,000. I'm gonna have you back in course on the 24th of July. If you bond out, you should go see the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they're gonna come see you at the jail very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Scott Hedger.
What's an age? 15,000.
Want to start with your date of birth?
8/23/1980.
I have 2 charges this morning about driving under the influence and refusing to submit to a test. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Private counsel, sir.
Very good. And state, it looks like he has open case. I don't know.
Yes, Your Honor.
In front of Judge Toner.
Yes.
Okay.
So the state would ask
That's all right.
to the RC.
Okay, what we're going to do on these, Scott, on the 2 misdemeanors, I'll set the bond at $1,000 each. Those are coming back on the 20th of July. However, job number 1 when you're out on bond with a criminal charge, which you appear to be, is don't pick up new criminal charges. Appears to me that you have. So pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in case number 18 CF 912. We're going to hold you without bond until the 6th of July, which is when you'll be back in front of Judge Toner. Judge Toner certainly can reinstate your bond if he wishes to, and I'm sure you'll have a chance to speak to your lawyer in that case about what happened here. But you're not going anywhere until whatever that is, Friday, when you're back in front of Judge Toner, all right? And
Your Honor, may I request that you not revoke that? I'm a business owner, and I have payroll today, and I'm the only one at my house that makes money, and I have 2 autistic children. The court will find that I'm on medication for severe pneumonia, and I was moving my jet skis from one side of my yard to the other because I had painters arriving today to do paint, and I was not on alcohol.
Okay, you don't have to be on alcohol to be driving under the influence. You also refused field sobriety. You also refused a chemical test, of course, which would have shown you didn't have any alcohol. And all of these things that are concerns of yours were obviously not foremost in your mind last night. You'll be back on the misdemeanors on the 20th of July. Make sure you contact your lawyer right away. Thank you. And ETA on our interpreter.
I made contact with the court admin. They said they would get someone. I also texted Juan Carlos. No response from him.
Okay. Well, everybody sit tight. We were waiting for the interpreter. Hey, Marcy, this will put her actual over that thing in the barrel under 18 inches. It's not legal, but she doesn't care.
You see the concern in my heart? I just want people to do their jobs and not get struck out.
critical of me.
Bridget and I were like, ew. You're both talking about it. I'm getting thrown under the bus a lot here. And you're supposed to drive.
Driving back and forth over
Yeah. Can't work in this hostile work environment. That's the norm here. I think all we were thinking about.
Oh, yeah. We went and took her to, Catfish John's. She likes that place.
Lake Panasonic.
Yeah, you been there before?
Oh, absolutely. Blackman loved that place.
And my mom just
Catfish Johnny's? Oh, yeah.
It's nothing like the, not the hush puppies, the corn fritters.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, sir.
But my mom likes the catfish. She eats it like a ear of corn.
He's busy, and Debbie Williamson, he's in with Judge Brigham. That's where Bill and the Web Day is. I can't know I'm sorry.
Okay.
As soon as he's done, he'll be
Here. Let's have something I can deal with Mrs. Caraviaco.
Uh-oh. Yes, sir.
Case number 18, MM1460. Whip out a dispo there, Bridget. We're going to do something on the fly.
Well, I don't have a client here.
I don't need your client. I have you. I just need the record.
Do I need a jacket?
No, you're good.
No, you don't need that either.
Ms. Caraviaco has made an ordinance motion to amend a sentence in 18 MM 1460, which is the state of Florida versus Brittany Diggett. There's Brittany Diggett. Ms. Diggett recently pled out to 15 days to be served on weekends, which would start this evening. She's changed her mind and wants to accept instead a probationary sentence. And of course, we have to do that now, or she's going to not show up for jail this evening and have a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and grant that ordinance motion and amend the sentence. It's instead of 15 days, it's 12 months of probation, substance eval, and any recommended treatment, random ear analysis, 20 hours of community service, $100 for and the fines that would have all been assessed already. So, and I'll let you sign for it, and you can let her know.
Thank you.
There you go.
So much. I appreciate that. Do you want him right now, or can we wait 15 minutes? Casey? Yes, I can.
Sooner, I just need him for 2 minutes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because it's a fugitive case. It's not going to take long.
Sounds good.
Yes, I can tell her to report to probation
Sorry about this.
by Friday.
Who is supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Or when do you want?
Where was he?
Home.
When the holiday. Thursday by what time?
Oh, yeah. Casey?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
We'll give him, why do people do that to me? It's nothing female about me. Have her report to county probation by, we're in July now, let's see, by 4 o'clock. Well, and are you guys working all day tomorrow?
Thursday.
Thursday, how about 4 o'clock on Thursday the 5th?
Can we make it 3?
3 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
7 o'clock. I will let her know. Thank you. Yes. I will sign. Thank you, Judge.
Sure. I mean, I think it's a bad decision.
I advised her thing, Judge. For what it's worth, she already did one weekend in the county jail, so she already knocked out 2 of these days. But apparently it was
Oh, that's sort of the point we hope that we're making. My understanding is that the weekend thing is particularly awful, actually. They think they want it, but they go through that booking process every time they come. And then there's a lot of pressure from the folks who are not doing weekends to commit felonies. Yeah, they want you to bring things or go see people or, they don't need
Hide
weekend
things in the
people.
bathroom.
Yep, yeah.
And,
Like nobody ever thought of that.
I'm always, now I'm very nervous about using that.
I don't go in there. Yeah, no way.
Yeah. I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, I don't like being in here.
Yeah. It's the man of the hour.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo está?
All right. Carlos, let's start with you.
Good morning, sir.
Tommy swear affirm to faithfully translate English to Spanish, Spanish to English.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Torres, please step forward.
Señor Torres, por favor, acérquese.
Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
582-93-1260.
582-93260.
Doesn't sound like a date of birth to me.
Eso no suena como una fecha de nacimiento, señor.
El 1227.
1227.
What year?
¿De qué año?
82.
82.
Very good.
Muy bien.
Sir, you're here this morning on a warrant out of Georgia.
Señor, usted está aquí compareciendo esta mañana por una orden de arresto de Georgia.
You have two choices this morning.
Y tiene dos opciones esta mañana.
You may tell me that you would like to have an extradition hearing.
Usted me puede informar que usted quiere que se le celebre una audiencia de expedición.
What the point of an extradition hearing would be is to determine if there actually is a warrant for you in Georgia and if you are the right person.
Y el punto de la audiencia de expedición sería para determinar si en realidad hay un orden de detención para usted de Georgia y si usted es la persona correcta.
That process takes about 60 days, and while you're waiting for that to happen, you'll stay in jail here.
Ese proceso tomaría alrededor de 60 días y durante ese tiempo usted permanecería en la cárcel aquí.
Your other option is to waive your right to that hearing.
Su otra opción sería renunciar a su derecho a esa audiencia.
If you waive your right to that hearing, Georgia will be notified and given 15 days to come get you.
Si usted renuncia a su derecho a esa audiencia, le notificarán a Georgia y ellos tendrán 15 días para venir a recogerlo.
If they have not picked you up in 15 days,
si no lo han recogido en 15 días,
then they will bring you back to see me and I will determine if they're actually coming to get you.
Entonces usted comparecería de regreso ante mí y yo determinaría si en realidad lo van a venir a recoger o no.
So would you like to have an extradition hearing, or would you like me to tell Georgia that they have 15 days to come to get you?
Así que a usted le gustaría que se le celebre una audiencia acerca de la extradición o quiere que se le informe a Georgia que lo vengan a recoger.
No.
I don't understand your answer, sir.
No comprendo su contestación, señor.
No entiendo cómo es lo que dice que
No.
Georgia viene, pero
I don't understand what you're saying, that if Georgia comes...
The option is we can have a hearing to determine if Georgia gets to come get you.
La opción es que podemos celebrarle una audiencia a ver si Georgia va a venir a buscarlo.
And that process takes about 60 days, which you will spend in the county jail here.
Y ese proceso tomaría alrededor de 60 días y usted estaría en la cárcel durante ese tiempo, aquí.
O we can tell Georgia to come get you now.
Le podemos decir a Georgia
give them 15 days to do that.
Que venga a recogerlo ahora y le daríamos a ellos 15 días para que lo hicieran.
After the 15 days, if you're still here,
luego de los 15 días, si usted todavía está aquí,
we would determine whether Georgia is coming or we would let you go.
Determinaríamos si Georgia va en realidad a venir a buscarlo o si lo ponemos en libertad.
So do you want to wait the 60 days for the hearing, or do you want me to give Georgia 15 days to come pick you up?
Así que usted quiere renunciar a los 60 días para la audiencia, o usted quiere que le informen a Georgia que lo vengan a recoger.
No, creo que no. Es que no, quiero estar aquí porque allá yo no tengo nada allá, acá es donde yo tengo todo, por eso quiero, pues mejor espero los 60 días.
No,
que tengo un carro aquí también y tengo que ver cómo puedo que lo busquen y eso,
No, it's just that I really don't have any business in Georgia. I want to stay here. I have my stuff here. I even have a car here. I like to stay here in Florida.
Okay. We'll set him up for an extradition hearing. At the jail, if you folks would, it may be based on the teletype that he's already waived his right to extradition. If you want to investigate that, to let me know, and I'll have the state start setting up an extradition hearing, and we'll appoint the public defender. So, sir, a lawyer will come talk to you about your options very soon.
Señor, un abogado va a ir a hablar con usted acerca de las opciones muy pronto. Yo voy a comunicarme con la oficina de la Defensoría Pública para que vayan a hablar con usted de esto y comunicarme con la Fiscalía para empezar el proceso de la audiencia de extradición. Y quizás hayan algunos asuntos de teletipo que usted tenga que averiguar allá en la cárcel.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right, we'll return.